Hello students, welcome to e-learning classes. In the last class, or we can say in the last video, we have discussed the changing family first chapter of your EVS. In that we have seen what is a family, types of families, relationships, family tree and the basic reason why people move. So we have discussed here the basic reason is job. So just have a quick review of all these things, whatever we have discussed in the earlier class. Family. What is a family? Family is a group of people who live together in a same house or under a same roof. Types of families. We have nuclear family, joint family, single parent family. Nuclear family is a small family where the parents they live only with their children. That is a nuclear family. Joint family, the big families or the large families where the grandparents, parents, uncle, aunt, their children, that is cousins, and we all live together in the same house, that is a joint family. Then single parent family where either mother or father alone takes care of the children, that is a single parent family. Then we have seen relationships. So all the members of the family who are related with each other, they are called relatives. Mother's side, all are called maternal grandparents or maternal uncle or maternal aunt. And father's side, they are called paternal, like paternal grandparents and paternal uncle, paternal aunt. Same way in Hindi, you know, we call dada dadi nana nani. It's very simple. And in chacha chachi, mama mami, but in English we don't have such type of special words, so we just define with them as maternal and paternal. Then, and we are the grandchildren of our grandparents. We have seen a family tree. We have discussed about a small family tree. What this family tree shows, why it is important? It shows that how the members are related with each other. And second thing, it shows the generations. So what you mean by generation? We have discussed generation means when a group of people or all the people who are born during that time period, they are called generation. Like your grandparents, they are of one generation. Your parents and myself, we all are of another generation. And you all, you and your cousins, your brothers, your friends, you all of other generation. Let me tell you, we don't discuss friends here because we are talking about only family. So, that is a family tree. Then, the main motto of the chapter, why people move, the changing family, why this family structure is changing day by day. That means why the joint families are slowly converting into a nuclear family. And here let me tell you again, the family members, our relatives are also called extended family. If you come across the word extended, no need to get tension because it's a very familiar word. Extended family members means all our relatives, our aunts, uncles, cousins, they all are our extended family members. So all these extended family members makes a joint family. Now the question comes here that why nowadays all the joint families are changing into a nuclear family. So I told you one of the basic reason is job. It's very important part. Then a job, we can see that migrant workers we have discussed. Migrant workers, that means the people who have to leave their villages and their families behind to go for in search of a job to another cities, big cities. Then we have seen emigrants, that means the people just to get a good jobs, they leave their countries and move to another country. Then defense forces. Defense forces means the people who are there like army, navy, air force, they are here to serve us, to protect us, the nation, to fight for the nation, and they have to keep on moving from one place to another place. Like that, there can be other reasons related to the job, sometimes like in government jobs and all, especially the people have to move in every 3 years. So there are some other reasons. So here are the main things what we have covered. Other than this, sometimes even for higher studies, to pursue higher studies, that means pursue means to get higher studies. for higher education. We have to go to other cities or other countries. Sometimes whatever the education we want, it may not be there in the place we are living. Sometimes the facilities may not be that much. So what we can do, we generally move to other cities or other countries. So that can be another reason. So these are the reasons related to the job. But there are some other reasons why generally people have to move. So let us see these reasons today. So first thing here comes is displacement. You know this word? Displacement means movement. When anything or anybody moves from one place to another, that is called displacement. So displacement means sometimes what happens, generally the people who live near the seashores, who live near the coastal areas. So what happens generally, or they may be in some prone zone where the natural disasters takes place very frequently. So whenever these natural disasters take place, the people have to be displaced to a safer place. For example, fisherman family, the community. So what happens? They live near the sea coastal areas. So many times there can be the dangers like natural disasters like cyclones or earthquakes. So if there is any cyclone, so what happens? The fishermen, the government, they move the fisherman families to a safer place. The cyclone means it will surely affect the coastal areas and the life is very important. So the families have to be shifted to a safe place. So this is called displacement. The families have to be shifted to a safer place to protect them from the natural disasters like earthquakes or cyclones, or there can be tsunamis, whatever the reason, any natural disaster. So to protect the human life from natural disasters, the government, what they do, they move all these families to a safer place. So in this way they move. Second thing is people who live, generally poor people who live in the slums. Slums we have discussed. Slums means it is the area where generally the poor people they live, and these are illegal dwellings. These are illegal dwellings. Illegal dwellings means government has not approved this. It is land of government. Clear? But the poor people, as they don't have shelters, what they do? They occupy this and they make their small houses, small huts, and they start living there. But for the government, they have to move these people. But the government cannot move like that. So what the government does? They move the people in the slums to another place. They shift them, giving them another accommodation, another small houses, pakka houses like that. But this can be one reason, that when they are living in their illegal dwellings, illegal means not permitted. That is called illegal. Anything that is beyond the law, beyond the rule, that is called illegal. So illegal dwellings means they make their houses, they construct their small kacha houses on the land of government without permission of the government. So government, what they do? They move them to another place. So that can be one reason. Third thing is demolish. Now here demolish means what happens? Generally, sometimes if the government has to do some projects, so what they do? They acquire their land. Suppose we have a land and the government has planned to build some projects there like roads or maybe dams or maybe any buildings. So government wants that land. So what they do? They demolish our buildings and they send the people, or they give another house to the people. That means the government, they acquire. Acquire means just they take their land, but not like that. They take their land and they give other option. That means other houses or other living survival conditions to them, so that they can stay safe in other place, because government want that land to do some projects, to do some bridging work, maybe a bridge, or it can be a dam, or it can be a canal, or it could be any road or any other work. If it has to be done on that land, then government will take that land and they will give you the other options, other place to live. So they will break, demolish means to break their buildings. So they demolish their buildings or whatever is there, and demolish can be used here also, like when they make this their kacha houses, the government, they demolish their illegal dwellings. They demolish their illegal dwellings. That means they break their illegal houses, but they don't make their, they don't send there anywhere like that. They just give another option, another house. So these are some of the cases why the people have to move from one place to another other than job. Here we can see, so displacement means why the people are moving. So one thing is to protect them from natural disasters like cyclone, tsunami, or there can be any earthquake, or they have made their illegal dwellings or illegal houses or small huts on the land of the government, and government want that land, so they will ask the people to move to another safe place, and they demolish their huts and their dwellings. And third thing can be like government want their land, because government want to make some projects, build some houses, or it can be some roads, or it can be a bridge, it can be a dam. So government want that land, but instead of land, the government will provide them another shelter, so another opportunity, so that they, but whatever it is, they have to move from one place to another. So these are some of the reasons. Now, and some of the families, like I told you, they move because they have to search for job. So other than job, these reasons are there. Now, what happens actually when these families move from one place to another place? We should understand their mental condition. Suppose if I am moving for a job, then it is a good thing for me. Yes, my standard of living will be now much better, because I will be getting a good job, I am getting a promotion and getting transferred to another place. I will be the most happiest person on the world, because I am getting a promotion. That means my income will be increasing and my standard of living will be increasing. So that movement will give me happiness. I will be very happy. Or suppose if I am going for higher studies, then also I will be very happy, because after getting so much higher studies, I will have good job opportunities. So it is a point of very happiness for me. But for everybody, this movement may not be the same. There are many emotions. For example, long back, if my forefathers, that means my grandparents or their parents or their grandparents might have built a house on a land, and now government is asking that land. So, see, we have some emotional touch with our ancestral home, with our village. So what happens sometimes when people, they have to move to another place, so they feel very unhappy. It may be a point of very sadness. They may be very sad because the government is going to break their land, their ancestral home. Sometimes the people, they are not ready to give their land, but it is very important for the development process. So that time, since government is giving them the shelter, they just give their land, but from the bottom of the heart, they may be that much happy, may not be that much happy, they may be very sad. So the movement can give you happiness, or it can be a very unhappy moment, depends on the situation. Suppose I have built a house with lot of my energy and lot of money I spent to just build a small house, and if somebody is just demolishing that house or just breaking that house, then whatever the dreams I have or whatever the dreams my forefathers or my grandparents were having for that house, that all will get break. So displacement, sometimes it can be good when we are having good opportunities or when we are having to live a good life, but sometimes generally for poor people it is very sad. Suppose now suppose there is a cyclone, so the government has ordered all the people near the coastal areas to vacate the houses and move to another shelters or another safe homes. That is called shelter homes. They are shelter homes, so they will be moving towards these shelter homes for the short period of time. It is only a temporary arrangement. Once the cyclone gets end, they come back. But when they comes back, they will find all their houses well broken down, all the houses, roofs, everything gone away with the cyclone, and they have to start their life again. So that is really a very sad moment. They have built their house with such an effort, and now everything gets washed away with the cyclone. So they have to start their life. So they may not be that much happy. So what I mean to say is, displacement can be in both ways. It can give you happiness, it can give you unhappiness, right? Now, let us see another thing. Suppose we are happy. Yes, we are happy as I have moved to a city, I got a good job and I am living very happily. I am able to purchase everything. I am able to fulfill all the needs of myself, my family, my children. So that is a good thing. But here comes a small thing, that is family structure. When we are moving away from our family, the family is getting reduced to a nuclear family. Earlier we may be with the joint family, and as we have moved, our family now shifted to a nuclear family, and nowadays this is very common because job opportunities are limited in small places. So people, just to get a comfortable life, a very good life, to give their children a very enjoyable moments, they are shifting to big cities and they are getting settled there. So this is way how the families are changing. The changing family, the family structure is changing. And the generations, with the generations also, the beliefs and the customs, the ideas are also changing. That means from generation to generation, the beliefs always changes. Suppose if we have shifted to another city, we will like to live the life as we like. Maybe in villages, we were very disciplined. We used to get up early in the morning, 5 o'clock. Otherwise, grandmother will shout. But in city, when we enter, we get habituated to the city life, where generally the children on holidays used to get up by late morning, that is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, no wash, no head wash, no bath, and just taking the breakfast. But these cultures differ when we were in the joint family, when we were in the villages. So what I mean to say is, because the families are changing to nuclear family, the beliefs are changing, the ethics are changing, the culture is changing. So change has become a part of the family. Now, with this, some ideas also get changed from generation to generation. What do you mean by generation to generation? Grandparents, then parents, and ourselves. So, ourselves means you all. I don't belong to your generation. I am your parents' generation. So, many beliefs and many ideas, they get changed from generation to generation. For example, in earlier days, the women, they were not allowed to go out for any job or work. That is true. And even not given higher education. They were not allowed to go to school or colleges for higher education. Right? If you can ask your grandmother, it is very true. In those days, your grandparents, they belong to one generation. So in those days, they were not allowed to go to school or go to colleges for higher education, even not allowed to work. They were always supposed to do all the works at home. That means all the home, whatever the homework doesn't mean your homework, whatever the work we generally do like washing, cleaning, cooking and all, they have to do all the works. But now you can see there is a freedom for the woman that she can go for higher studies, she can go to any place she likes, and she can even do a job and parallelly managing the house also. Most of your mothers may be going for a job also. Even you can see me, I am free to come to you and teach you. That was not done in those days. So this is what with the passage of time and from generation to generation, these many ideas, views and this all things, they get changed. People's mind starts getting thinking in a different way. So the way of thinking also starts changing from generation to generation. But whatever it is, like I told you earlier, though we are the different branches of a tree, but our roots remain the same. So we should not miss any of the chance to get all the values and morals from our family members. That means our relatives. So what can we do? We should attend all the functions. So this is the only time for get together. So how can we change? How can we enjoy the family again? So it doesn't mean that we will leave our jobs and go and settle there. That is not possible now. But we can do one thing. We can just have fun for a small period of time. We can enjoy all the good things what a joint family used to have earlier just for a small period of time. So that is specially for when we go for get-togethers. So get-togethers means these are the family occasions that takes place. So we should not miss, like it can be birthdays, marriages, any particular festivals, our traditional festivals. So these are the moments where we can spend our time with our relatives. We can have some fun with our relatives. So we should not leave any opportunity to attend these occasions, to attend these marriages where we can meet all our relatives. It is very important for our moral growth. See, we are growing day by day. So this is a physical growth. But mentally, we are stick to some limited areas. We have some restrictions. We have kept our mind in the four walls of the house. But this is not good. When we go and meet our cousins, meet our relatives, our aunts, uncles, we feel a share with them. We can share with them. We can feel a love for them. We can have some care for them. So this loving, caring and sharing, these such type of moral values always increases. It is very important to develop them in us because of these get-togethers. So family is very important part of our life because we learn many things from our family. We should know our traditions, we should know our customs, and these all things we will know only when we will attend all these functions. So children, family is the best place to be living with, where we can have a safe and very healthy environment. So here that is what family, my changing family or the changing family. So children, now you have learned something about your family. So the most important part is every member of your family plays an important role in your life. So give respect to your elders, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles. Have love and share with your cousins, and respect your parents, obey them, and have a wonderful life ahead. Thank you.